Good afternoon from Downs Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. This is Brookline High School Athletics on BATV. Today it's boys lacrosse action as the Framingham Flyers are in town to take on the Brookline Warriors. Hello everyone, I'm Brad Cathan alongside Nick Bovey. Thanks for joining us today. And Nick, it is a Bay State Conference, a Cary Division matchup today, and this should be a tough test for the Warriors.
Oh, definitely. In the league, in the Cary Division of the Bay State Conference, Brookline at this point stands at 1-6. While Framingham, on the other hand, is 6-3. It should be one of their big tests on the season here at home. At least they are home. We'll see how they stack up against the Flyers.
So we've got the Warriors and the Flyers. Boys lacrosse action coming up next right here on BATV.
Hard today when he does get the ball, and he's going to take it for over the court, to your point.
So we are just about set to get underway between Brookline and Framingham. Warriors in the home whites going left to right in this first quarter. Flyers in the navy blue jerseys. And the opening faceoff still being battled for and won by the Warriors. Desmond Bayer comes away with it for Brookline.
Nice job by Bayer stepping in there, picking up that ground ball.
To run through the starting lineups, the Warriors, as they go on attack here, shot here by Dan McLaughlin goes wide. Warriors starters, Sam Burrington, Jesse Lung, Desmond Bayer, David Ganji, Jordan Bayer, Nathan Bermel, Clay Goldthwaite, Dan McLaughlin, Jake Milne, and in goal is Jake Bamberger. So now the Flyers will be awarded possession at midfield, and they'll have their first chance on offense. And a shot off the post, chasing it down. And it's going to remain Flyers' ball as they were closest to it when it went out of bounds.
It was a nice effort by Jake Lansbury to try and chase that down, and it looked from this angle like he was closest to the line, but possession will stay with Framingham instead.
That's one of a kind of an odd play when the shot ends up rocketing out to the side, not behind the goal, but it's still whoever's closest to the ball gets it back after a shot. So Framingham still on offense here, now picked off by Desmond Bayer.
Bayer's been having a good 1 minute here.
Won the opening ground ball, and now a caused turnover. Sends it up to Burrington. Burrington up on offense with the long stick, working behind the net. Passes off to Jordan Bayer. Starting lineup for the Flyers out there. Their attacks were James Chin, Jake Cotton, and Clayton Baker. In the midfield are starting Joe Igo, Amir Rasapor, and Michael Stearns. On defense, Kevin Parker, Drew Siflinger, and Ryder Lessing. And in goal for Framingham is Ryan Andrew.
I don't know if you can hear it from here, but Framingham is a very vocal team, making sure that they know where possession is. So Brookline hasn't taken any chances yet. They're actually going to sub out Mahadavin and get Siebert in there.
So McLaughlin with the ball right now. Now sends it back for Jordan Bayer. On to Jesse Lung. And back to Jordan Bayer, over to McLaughlin again. The Warriors looking to penetrate into the box and get a good shot. Right now still passing around the outside as Lung has it.
It's actually Ryan Andrew that's yelling in net very loudly.
Nathan Bermel trying to control, being pestered by Lessing, but Bermel comes up with it. And now Bermel thinks about moving in towards the box, but backs out. Passes over to McLaughlin. Back to Jordan Bayer.
This has been a good possession for Brookline. They haven't had too many ground balls, just a lot of passing around the exterior, and they haven't been able to penetrate yet.
And now a turnover is a violation there by the Warriors. Will give the ball back to the Flyers. So a long possession, but coming up empty.
Yeah, they weren't able to get in there and take a shot.
Quick shot there from Igo, but the save made by Bamberger. And Bamberger has it, so the Warriors will have possession right back. McLaughlin across midfield. Slows down at the edge of the box. And passes back to Jordan Bayer.
This might be a good strategy for Brookline. Just hold on to possession as long as you can, because the longer you hold on to it, the less Framingham will get it. And Framingham seems content to just let Brookline pass it around as of now.
Errant pass goes out of bounds, so it'll be Flyers ball. We'll see what they do here. It's kind of been a contrast so far. The Warriors have been very slow and methodical on offense, but every time the Flyers have gotten the ball, they've just ran right up the field and taken a shot.
Literally flying with it.
So James Chin with the ball now, and strong defense there by Desmond Bayer, but Chin able to pick it back up. So now the Flyers working behind the net. Back over to the near side, James Chin again. On to Matt Bodette. And now Mike Adley moving it into the box. Goes back to Bodette. Over to the far side, Cotton. Out in front, not a real good shot that got off there, and Bamberger able to come up with the ground ball.
That was the first time that Framingham really seemed like they were trying to be methodical and break in on net, chip it in, but they had to settle for a weak angle shot and a turnover.
So still no score with just under 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Warriors getting possession back as McLaughlin passes for Desmond. No, that's Bermel over there. And now behind the net is Lung. Jesse Lung, the Warriors' leading scorer. He's got 31 goals and 25 assists so far this season. Now Bermel out in front, pass over to Kean Siebert, but on the ground. Now back on the ground again, and picking it up is Goldthwait. Warriors thinking about maybe a one-time play there, but not getting it off. But Brookline has possession once again as Siebert sends it over to McLaughlin. Now down to Lung. Lung passes behind the net for Bermel. And up to Jordan Bayer. Now to Lung inside the box. Stick check, ball's on the ground. Picked up by McLaughlin. Warriors maintain possession.
It's amazing that we have about 5 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first quarter, and Brookline has had 3 or 4 possessions and haven't taken a shot yet.
From what we've seen so far, this could be a low-scoring game as Goldthwait dishes it off to Lung. Now a shot from Jordan Bayer, but a Flyer defenseman was right in the way of that one. Looks like he took a rough hit, but the Flyers have the ball on the ground now, but Flyers will maintain possession as James Chin picks it up, and now we'll get a whistle as it looks like injured back in the defensive zone is a Flyer. I believe that is Drew Sifflinger, who got right in the way of that shot, prevented that shot from getting through on net, but may have caught him somewhere in an unpadded area. And so Sifflinger will walk to the sideline.
That was a whaling shot by Brookline, and it did sound like there was some kind of impact on the shot. And that makes sense now.
Yeah, maybe got his knee or leg or something. And there's a goal. Michael Stearns with a shot from the edge of the box, and it puts the Flyers on top 1-0 with 4:46 to go in the first quarter.
And seemed like Framingham settled for an exterior shot. It's a low percentage shot, but did get off cleanly. So it had its intended effect, and Framingham can go from here with a 1-0 lead.
So now Stearns out to take the face-off. Sends it back, but ball's still loose and picked up by Stearns, but then stick checked away by Burrington. Still battling for that loose ball. Now gets away from the mess of players. Lung in there, and Lung gets the ground ball, but is pushed out of bounds. I think it'll stay. No, it'll be Flyers' possession.
That was a close play and a nice athletic play by Lung, but didn't get the favorable call. It seemed like he whipped it out before he got out.
Ruling that he was not pushed out of bounds. So the Flyers take over. Racapor across midfield, defended by Desmond Bayer. Racapor sends it back behind the net. James Chin moving up to the near side and passing back to Igo. Now over to Stearns. Igo and Stearns, the two captains of this Flyers squad. Stearns has it back, thinks about a shot, but in comes Jake Lansbury on defense. Now Igo moving towards the box. A shot saved by Bamberger. And Bamberger has it.
I've been very impressed with what the defense has done so far, limiting Framingham from opportunities to break into the zone. And whatever Framingham has been getting haven't been clean. Their only goal was scored on their first clean attempt.
So Desmond Bayer headed up towards midfield, flips it over to Jordan Bayer. And now Jordan into the box, slows it down and passes back to Lung. Lung behind the goal, tightly defended by Parker. Now the pass comes up top for McLaughlin. So McLaughlin will try to set something up here. Down low to Lung. Lung the shot, save by Andrew. Ball's on the ground in front of the crease. Warriors still threatening, but now the ball trickles out behind the goal, and it's picked up by Sam Lewis. Flyers long stick, who passes up to Sifflinger. Sifflinger back on the field after we saw him take a shot earlier. Baker working at the edge of the box, and we've got a whistle. And it's offsides. Offsides called against Framingham.
And Framingham's bench is arguing, but the officials today have been spot on, getting quick calls and accurate calls, so the game has been flowing pretty smoothly so far.
Flyers had an extra man on the offensive half of the field, so Warriors ball now. Milne will take it across midfield and to the edge of the box.
Brookline's going to look to recreate what they had on that last possession as their first real big opportunity and technically shot on goal. There was a shot attempt at the previous possession, but it didn't break through.
We're under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Flyers with a 1-0 lead. Lung behind the net. Looking for a shot, takes the shot and scores. Jesse Lung, a low angle shot there, but just sneaking the ball by and tying this game up at 1 with 1:32 to go in the first quarter.
The offense is going to flow through Lung today, and he's showing that he's up to the task by scoring that athletic goal, going back and forth against his defender before taking the low angle shot and bouncing it off the far post and in. Great play by Lung.
The team leading 32nd goal of the season for Jesse Lung. And the face-off won cleanly here by Stearns. Stearns, the Flyers' goal scorer. And Framingham will try to retake the lead. Igo passes missed and now picked up by another Flyer on the ground. Bamberger covers it up and is tumbled into by one of the Flyers. And
Possession will be staying with Framingham as it looked like a player got tackled into trying to pick up a rebound.
so the Flyers will start it up again. First go behind the net. I go. The edge of the box passes over to Stearns. Stearns dispossessed, ball on the ground, picked up by the Warriors. Desmond Bayer once again with that ground ball, and he's racing across midfield. Pass over to McLaughlin. McLaughlin's on the run. Up in front to Goldthwait. The shot misses.
That's a fantastic series by Brookline. Trying to pass that quickly, give Framingham a little taste of their own medicine.
Coming up with the ground ball here is Parker for the Flyers, and he sends it across. And Flyers back across midfield. It's Lessing passing forward, now behind the net for James Chin. Up to Baker on the near side. Stearns now, James Chin, a goal. James Chin, sophomore, scoring with 11 seconds to go in the first quarter to put the Flyers on top, 2-1.
That's the first time that Framingham's had a really good opportunity down low. And you're not going to be able to give Framingham too many of those opportunities from about 5 to 10 feet out. Otherwise, they're going to score just like they did just there.
So 11 seconds left on the clock. Probably won't have time for much before this first quarter comes to an end, but face-off underway. It's Matt Bodette that went in for that face-off, but Burrington quickly wins it back, and that'll do it for the first quarter. So the Flyers with a 2-1 lead over the Warriors at the end of the first quarter. We'll take a break and be back with the second quarter of action. This is Brookline Warriors Lacrosse on BATV. The Framingham Flyers, a 2-1 lead over the Brookline Warriors. Framingham's goal is coming from Michael Stearns and James Chin. The Warriors tally off the stick of Jesse Lung. So Brookline moving right to left in this second half. And face-off is underway. It was Dan McLaughlin taking that one for the Warriors against Michael Stearns of the Flyers, and the Flyers will come up with it, but a violation called, and it's going to be Brookline possession.
Legal procedure is what it sounded like. Again, another quick call by the refs. They aren't letting much get by.
Bermel will start off this sequence for Brookline. Passes back to Vikram Mahadevan. Now back to Jordan Bayer.
Looked like Bayer was about to turn the corner. He liked the angle that he had, but decided against taking a shot, which might be a smart idea.
Mahadevan passes into Jordan Bayer. Pass comes to Bermel. It's rolling out of bounds, but it'll be Warriors' ball. Bounced off the stick of Lessing. And Bermel will restart once again on the near side. Comes up for Mahadevan. Back to Bermel. Bermel cutting across. Thinks about a pass, but keeps it. Now passes the other way to Lung. Jordan Bayer, double teamed, spins out of it and goes back to Lung. Now up top for McLaughlin. Mahadevan back to McLaughlin. And McLaughlin's going to step back and slow things down, let the Warriors set something up here. Now McLaughlin moving forward into the box. Trying to lose the defender, passes back to Bermel, now behind the net to Lung, up top for Goldthwait. Now Jordan Bayer. Bayer with a shot, save made by Andrew. Ball's loose, looks like the Flyers are going to come up with it. Ball's back on the ground, but it'll be scooped up by Framingham and passed forward for Igo. Igo across midfield and into the box. Igo will slow it down, let the rest of his offense catch up. Pass back to Stearns. Cotton. Back behind the net. Framingham moving to the other side. Baker passes back to Igo. Igo sends Mike Adley forwards, but will take it himself on the other side. A shot by Igo just over the crossbar. Framingham backs it up. It'll be Flyers ball.
That's a tough shot in transition as he was in the air, as he actually took that shot, but he had the angle, he had the look, he just lifted it by about 6 inches.
Now Mike Adley sends it up to Cotton, and behind the net is James Chin. Chin looking to get back up front. Sends it up to Baker, and now pass on to Adley. Under 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. Flyers looking to add to a 2-1 lead. Chin comes up to Adley. Back to Chin. And now Chin moving around front. Will pass back to Adley at the top of the box. Adley pass down for Bodette. And he'll go right back behind the net. A whistle here. And the Flyers are going to call timeout.
They're running out of time on that possession, and it was a good call over from the bench. Come up with a plan, try and score quickly, because they weren't getting anything done on that one.
So there's 8:22 to go in the second quarter. Framingham leading Brookline 2-1. Flyers timeout, and we'll be back. This is Brookline Warriors Lacrosse on BATV. Back at Downs Field, 8:22 to go in the second quarter. The Flyers of Framingham leading the Warriors of Brookline 2-1. As the Flyers come out of a timeout, Coach Ed Moy wanting to set something up as Framingham on offense here, looking to add to what is just a 1-goal lead right now.
So far this quarter has been pretty much all Framingham, as Brookline's only had one possession, and Framingham's in the middle of another long possession. So 2-goal lead isn't much, but in this instance, if they do get it, it would be huge.
Matt Bodette passes over to the far side, now back behind the goal. Igo spinning away from the defense. A shot and a goal. Joe Igo scores for Framingham, and he puts the Flyers up 3-1 with 8:22 to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, I don't think the clock actually moved after that timeout. It's still at its same position.
I believe 8:22 is what it was at the timeout, so someone asleep on the switch. Luckily, that didn't take too long. It was probably only about 20 seconds or so that should have come off the clock. We'll see if they start it this time. Face-off is won by Framingham. The clock is moving once again. Stearns wins it cleanly. A shot and a goal. So Michael Stearns gets his second goal of the game, and that one comes after a clean win at the face-off X. Puts the Flyers up 4-1.
Seems like that timeout really worked for Framingham, as they were able to work up a play and then come up with quick strategy to win a face-off and run it down the field.
2 quick goals for the Flyers. They now lead it 4-1. So face-off coming again. Stearns and Burrington. And ball's on the ground.
That was a great face-off.
Still battle for this loose ball. Someone lost a stick, and the Warriors come up with it. It's Bodette that gets the ground ball. But double team, now dispossessed.
I'm going to get a flag here. That looked a little rough.
I think it may be on, looks like Lessing. Ryder Lessing will head to the sideline. And this will be an extra man opportunity for the Warriors. First man up opportunity we've seen of this game for either side. So Ryder Lessing in the box with 7:51 to go.
Looked like the call was a hold on Lessing. So Brookline really needs this man-up opportunity to score and get back into this game because it slipped away from them in just under a minute.
Warriors moving the ball around. A shot, save by Andrew, but ball is loose in front. Another flag comes. We'll see who this is on. This is a big call. It'll either even things up or give the Warriors a two-man advantage. So the refs will get together, and we'll see what the call is.
Either way, that was a very athletic play by Goldthwait as he took a shot, got the rebound, took a shot over his shoulder, and I believe drew the flag. Yes.
So it will be against Framingham. Kevin Parker gets the penalty here, and the Warriors will have a two-man advantage. So Siebert starting things off here, passes to Bermel, now over to Jordan Bayer, back to McLaughlin. Jordan Bayer over to Bermel. Framingham bringing help from the outside. I think one of the penalties is up, but still an extra man opportunity for the Warriors. Bermel goes down low to McLaughlin. McLaughlin dodging a defender. The shot on goal, but saved by Andrew. A whistle comes. We had a player stepping in the crease was the call. So that'll be a turnover, and the Flyers will gain possession. Flyers still down a man, so we could see them just try to kill off this penalty with possession. It's Igo coming in across midfield. Passes up to Cotton. And here's a flag. Looks like this one will go against the Warriors, as Kean Siebert and Michael Stearns went to the ground. And I think Siebert's going to be called.
Yep, it's going to be on a push. A little too aggressive. And if you're Brookline, it's got to be smarting because you weren't able to take advantage of that two-man up opportunity.
So we'll be at even strengths for just a little bit, and then the Flyers will go on the man-up opportunity. It'll be Flyers' ball here, so we'll see if they see what they do. They'll have a little bit of time before they go on the extra man opportunity. 12 seconds left in the Framingham penalty, so 12 seconds of even strength before Framingham goes on the EMO.
So, yeah, I would definitely expect Framingham to just keep it at the top of the possession zone, and there's the end of the penalty. So now they're going to pounce.
Framingham up a man, passing around, the shot and a goal. Jake Cotton strikes on the man-up opportunity, and the Flyers lead it 5-1 with 6:20 to go in the second quarter.
And Brookline could definitely learn from how Framingham works on that extra man because, yeah, they pounced very quickly, got a nice pass right in front of the goal net, and took a quick shot. A beautiful shot by Cotton, too. He just absolutely whipped that up top.
Stearns and McLaughlin on the face-off. McLaughlin wins it cleanly. Warriors on the attack. Goldthwait. Back to Lung.
See, the problem with Brookline is that they won that face-off and then just passed to the side of the net instead of taking an opportunity, running up the middle, trying to better their shot. Instead, they're pass off to set up an offense.
Lung moving up in front. Trying a shot. There's a flag as a couple of Flyer sticks were in there. We'll see who the call is on. Looks like it'll probably go against Framingham.
I believe, yes. The ref yelled blue right after the flag down. So now it's Flag City here at Downs Field. Can't get through play without a foul.
It looks like it will be Kevin Parker going to the box once again for the Flyers. Yes, it is Parker. So another man-up opportunity for the Warriors.
And Brookline's going to want to try and get in there quickly. Don't try and pass around too much. Just try and get in front of the net.
Goldthwait back to Bermel. Over to Lung. Up top, Jordan Bayer shot off the post. Rebound picked up by Mahadevan. And now back to Jordan Bayer. It's the second shot we've seen off of that post and that goal. In the first quarter, Framingham had a shot that went off the post, and now the Warriors finding metal. Jordan Bayer goes back to Lung.
They're going to run out of time on this opportunity.
Pass was deflected by the Flyers. Jordan Bayer's trying to pick it back up for the Warriors. The ball's still on the ground, and Bayer gets the ground ball, but a whistle.
Oh,
And they're going to give it back to Framingham.
that was good, too. That was a great stick check. But then the whistle, I believe a timeout was called.
Oh, we may have a timeout. Yeah, Warriors might keep possession here.
Yeah, because that was a great job by Bayer to get the stick check and get possession with 3 Flyers around him, right near the line as well. Great play.
All right, so it looks like the Warriors will have possession. We've got a timeout called by Warriors coach Steve Zella. There's 4:48 to go in the second quarter. Framingham leading 5-1. So we'll take a break and come back to Downs Field. This is Brookline Warriors Lacrosse on BATV. Warriors getting ready to go back on offense out of the timeout. Facing a 4-goal deficit with 4:48 to go before halftime. McLaughlin gets us started. He passes over to Goldthwait. Goldthwait down to Jordan Bayer. Bayer's pass goes to Bermel. Now Lung. Lung has the Warriors' only goal so far today. This pass on the ground, and picking it up for Framingham is Stearns. Stearns with the ground ball. Igo with the shot and a goal. What a play. It looked like it was Cotton that put that one away. His second goal of the game, and the Flyers lead it 6-1.
That was a quick strike by Cotton. After a very quiet first quarter, Cotton's come up with 2 very nifty goals. And another fast strike for Framingham as Brookline's defense is starting to break down.
So McLaughlin will take the face-off here against Bodette. And a whistle. It'll be Warriors ball.
Possession wasn't established yet before tackling was made.
So McLaughlin wins that face-off. The clock is once again not running. There's 4:11 still on the clock, and finally it starts. So we are just about under 4 minutes in the second quarter. Jordan Bayer holds on to possession there as he goes to the ground. Some tight defense by Sam Lewis.
Bayer's been magical along this near sideline. He's just been evading hits and evading the out-of-bounds line.
Both Bayers have looked great today. Desmond Bayer has really been the Warriors' star on defense as well. Now Siebert flips over to McLaughlin. And McLaughlin tries to make a move. Pass up is off the stick of Lung, up in the air, and coming up with it is Adley for the Flyers as he'll try to clear. Adley gets it back. And now across midfield. Whistle's coming on that stick check by Ganji. And it is a timeout. Looks like the Warriors, or the Flyers rather, got the timeout before being dispossessed. So Ed Moy's Flyer squad will talk things over again as they try to increase this margin before halftime. There's 3:12 on the clock. Framingham leads Brookline 6-1. We'll take a break and come back to Downs Field. This is Brookline Warriors Lacrosse on BATV. Flyers on offense with a 5-goal lead. Michael Stearns will get this play started. Passes to Bodette, and now down low for Cotton. Over to Igo. Back to Cotton. Back to Igo. Igo behind the net, moving out in front. Holds on to it. Passes off to Stearns. Stearns moving in towards goal. Takes a shot, but doesn't come out of his stick. On the ground, Bamberger comes up with it, and the Warriors will take over. A flag now as the Warriors are trying to clear.
I believe the call will come against Brookline as they had a stick check to body there as they were trying to clear the zone.
So it looks like that call goes against Desmond Bear, and it will give the Flyers an extra man opportunity.
Flyers got to be licking their chops too, because Brookline just lost its best defensive player and their man up, which they've shown that they can score quickly on. And Cotton's going to start with possession too.
And the Flyers starting up near the edge of the box. Cotton back to Stearns, over to Igo, shot and a goal. James Chin scores his second of the game. A man-up goal for Framingham, and the Flyers lead it 7-1 with 2:26 to go in the second quarter.
Penalties are going to kill you, and especially when you're playing this Flyers team, they're just going to pass around, find a quick lane, and they're a very fast team. Once they find that little sliver of daylight, they're going to pounce on it.
McLaughlin to take the face-off for the Warriors, and a violation called, so Bodette will win it for the Flyers. Under 2.5 minutes to go before halftime. Flyers now a 7-1 lead, as this is an errant pass. The Warriors will take over here.
A rare misstep by the Flyers in the offensive end, as that pass was just a little bit too high. And it's interesting too, because Framingham's much taller team than Brookline, but for once they actually overestimated.
Ball is loose at midfield, and ground ball picked up by Brian Ferrero for the Flyers. Cotton has a little trouble with it, but picks it right back up. Works around the corner of the box, and now dishes off to Adley. Igo, trying to spin, falls down, now loses the ball, and a ground ball there for Milne. So Milne wins it back for the Warriors, up at midfield, ball on the ground again. And here's a battle for this ground ball. Flyers come up with it. Breaking free is Baker. Baker into the box. Goes back to Igo. Minute 15 to go till halftime. Flyers looks like want to set up for one last shot before the break. Igo spinning, firing, goes wide. Looks like it was deflected off the stick of the defenseman Burrington. Flyers back it up though, so they'll maintain possession. Cotton goes to the ground behind the net. Tight defense by Burrington. Ball's on the ground, but a flag flies, and looks as though Burrington's going to be sent to the box.
Yeah, it was just too tight a defense behind the net. He had to give his man a little bit of space and didn't give him that. Ended up getting a couple stick checks in hard, and the officials got on top of that one quickly.
So with 52 seconds to go in the first half, the Flyers will have an extra man opportunity. Cotton a shot and a goal. Third goal of the game for Jake Cotton. Extra man goal with 43 seconds to go in the second quarter, and Framingham leads Brookline 7-1.
That was actually Cotton's third of the quarter. So Brookline's going to have to start targeting Cotton and prevent him from taking these shots. It looked as though Bamberger was going to get a stick on it, but it took an interesting angle on him, and he wasn't able to get it cleanly.
8-1, I'm sorry, is the score after that goal by Cotton. Flyers win the faceoff once again. 30 seconds to go in the second quarter. Flyers will see if they can add one more before the break. Cotton passes down to Racapor behind the net. Now Igo moving in, tries a shot, but stick checked as that shot came out, and Bamberger picks it up. That'll do it for the first half. And at halftime, the Framingham Flyers take an 8-1 lead over the Brookline Warriors. We'll be back with the second half of action from Downs Field. This is Brookline Warriors Lacrosse on BATV.
And we are just about ready to get things going with the second half of action here at Downs Field. 12 minutes on the clock for the third quarter. 8-1 the score for Framingham after Brookline scoring in the first quarter. Framingham notching two. Framingham had a 6-0 second quarter, thanks in large part to a 3-goal performance by Jake Cotton. All those 3 coming in the second quarter. So Brookline just getting into position. Framingham already set to go. And the teams appear to be set. And we are underway. The draw is won by Brookline as they head down the opposite way. Dan McLaughlin carrying it around and behind the net. Now passes it off to Nate Bermel. Bermel runs back and forth before passing to Jordan Bayer on the far side. Tries to center himself and opts not to pass it. Now will. To the top of the zone, Mahadavan. Now to the near side to Lung. And now McLaughlin spins around, going to take a bounce shot. That's going to bounce over the net. And possession will stay with Brookline as Bermel chased it down. Wasn't able to pick it up, but he was there. Now the pass will go to Bayer as play resumes. And now a pass right in front. Mahadavan was hit right as he took the shot, and possession will go over to the Flyers. A nice opportunity, and that's the way you want to start the second half.
Yeah, Mahadavan was in a great position to get that pass. It looked like it caught the Framingham defense a little bit off guard, but recovering someone on the Flyers defense able to get a stick on that shot.
As now Stearns passes over to Igo. Now Stearns back and forth, going to take a shot from the top of the slot area. Shoots high over the net. Possession will stay with the Flyers.
Good defense by the Warriors there, forcing a bad shot.
Pass behind the net to Chin. And now back up top to Stearns. Back to Chin over in the far corner. He's going to run behind the net, come out in front and take a shot. And if you're Bamberger, you have to make that save there. That was a very weak shot with Bamberger right in his face. But Chin's going to get the goal And it's 9-1 in favor of Framingham. 10:16 to go in the third.
Chin coming from behind the net and able to sneak it in for his third goal of the game.
He has one goal each quarter. So Chin and Cotton, both Chin, the sophomore, Cotton, a junior, have been fueling this Flyer offense today. And the faceoff is won by Brookline as Jordan Bayer runs along the near side. He has Lung cutting back to front of the net. He's not going to pass it. He's going to run over to the far corner before getting it off. Ball on the ground before Mahadavan picks it up. And now Lung, at the top of the zone, opts not to pass. Will run over to the near side corner. And now it's Bermel behind the net. Over to Goldthwaite. Back to Bermel, and now Lung. Lung's going to pass out in front. Shot sails high from Jordan Bayer, but possession will stay with Brookline. That one had a nice acceleration as it started slow and then picked up very rapidly. Now Bermel had a pass blocked down. And it's Drew Sifflinger that clears the zone. It's out near center, and now Framingham trying to battle it before it's picked up by Mahadavan. He's going to run along the near side. And now passes off to Lung. And now Lung's going to take a shot, but he was hit as he took the shot. Possession will go over to Framingham.
Yeah, the Flyers have been doing a good job making sure that every Brookline shot is contested.
They've done a nice job of stifling Lung, too. As that one was very similar to the goal that he scored back in the first quarter. But he was able to get that one off cleanly. This one, he was contested almost immediately. So now Framingham setting up in the offensive end. Igo passes over to Stearns. And now Stearns over on the far side for Rasapur. Now flag down. Play will continue as the foul is against Brookline. And now a diving play by Igo. He's taken out in the middle of trying to transition towards center. The foul will come against Desmond Bayer. So Framingham a man up with 8:03 to go in the third quarter, already holding a 7-goal lead. And as they've shown so far this game, they have been very dangerous on the man-up opportunities. So Igo will reset possession. And now he passes off. Stearns at the top of the zone. Gets it back, passes it off. Igo whips a shot, and it banks in off the bottom of the top crossbar. Now it is 10-1 in favor of Framingham.
Flyers once again taking advantage of an extra man opportunity to increase their lead.
That is Igo's second of the game. And it comes with 7:52 to go in the third. So Brookline will try and get it back. They had a couple of great possessions and some shots on net. As the ball is brought back into Framingham's defensive end. And now they establish possession, but he stepped out of bounds. And there you go. Official is right there. Good positioning to call it. As it was very close to being a push, but Framingham did step out. So Brookline will start possession deep in the offensive zone. Be McLaughlin resetting play.
We saw a similar call to that back in the first quarter, but the referees being consistent there. And ruling that it was a step out of bounds, not a push.
So Goldthwait passes behind for Bermel, back to Goldthwait and back to Bermel. Now Lung steps up to the near side. McLaughlin does not shoot, instead passes off to Bayer. And now Mahdavan. Lung to Goldthwait, and he passed that one into a hornet's nest, as there were 5 bodies surrounding Goldthwait, but Brookline will come away with possession. Bayer opts not to shoot. McLaughlin, now Mahdavan. Back to McLaughlin. And now Lung. Top of the zone. Bayer takes a stick to the face, no call. Good thing for that mask, too. Would have got that right in the nose. And the pass was knocked down and a flag called. So actually, yes, there was a flag against Framingham. I believe off that stick to the face. Play continued, though. So 6:26 to go in the third. And now Brookline will get the man-up opportunity.
Looks like it's Sam Lewis in the box for the Flyers.
So Lung resets. Top of the zone, it's Goldthwait. Now Bayer. Pass out in front, and that was a shot by McLaughlin. Down low, it looked like it was kicked away by Ryan Andrew. Possession stays with Brookline, as it's Bayer to McLaughlin. And now Bermel. McLaughlin and Bayer. Bayer takes another stick to the face. Takes a bounce shot that slowly is steered away by Ryan Andrew. And now Framingham will try and clear the zone. This is number 18, Mike Adley. He loses it at midfield. And now Brookline will try and get one more opportunity as a flag flies in from the opposite end of the field. Ball on the ground, and now they're going to call the foul. And it looks like Brookline will again go a man up. And a timeout called. So we're going to take a quick break here. With Framingham up 10-1 and 5:22 to go in the third, Brookline will get a chance to get their second goal of the game on the other side of this break. Both teams run back out onto the field as possession will reset in Brookline's offensive end after the flag flew and the timeout was called. So it looks like Jordan Bayer will start things off. He passes up to McLaughlin on the far side. Now top of the zone to Bermel. And now Bayer gets around a defender, takes a shot wide. And possession will stay with White. So that was actually a nice cut in before Bayer was able to get a shot off. And now from down low, Lung takes a shot that's blocked. He gets his own rebound, runs through, takes a shot and scores. That is Brookline's first goal since early on in the first quarter. But it's Jesse Lung doubling it up as he gets his second of the game.
Great play by Lung. Good job to get the rebound, too, on that initial shot. The initial shot was blocked, looked like off the leg of Kevin Parker, and he went down. He's still out there limping on defense, but Lung able to pick it back up and stay with it. The second effort, scoring his second goal of the game.
And it's good to see that they did cash in on that man-up opportunity, as they've been given a bunch of those but haven't been able to get one yet. He's now running through the zone with Sam Lewis. And a quick goal, and that one was manufactured pretty much by Lewis running into the zone.
It was James Chin that ended up putting it away for his fourth of the game, but when Lewis got that ground ball, he was all alone out in front.
So 4:44 to go in the third quarter, and it's now 11-2 for the Flyers. Not much you can do about a quick break off the draw. All Brookline can do is just try and win this draw here and win the next and try and start from there. As it was kicked away by Burrington, but picked up by Stearns, and now given away. And now here come the Warriors through center. It's Tyrone Rose. Rose gets around the defender, passes it off, and will get back onside. It's now Lung. Carries it through, behind the net, deep in the zone, straddling the out-of-bounds line. He passes it off to McLaughlin. And now over to Bayer. Bayer over to the near side where Lung is. Lung considering a plethora of options before passing it to Bermel. Cuts back. Now runs behind the net. Defended by Lessing. Now it's McLaughlin, top of the zone, to Lung. Had a look, good stick check, but it's picked back up by Lung. That was Kevin Parker on the stick check. So Lung being defended by Rasipur. Now it is Bermel in the far side corner. Runs back and forth. Tries to get around Parker. And now this is Bayer. Had a look. Runs back to the top of the zone on the near side. 2 minutes, 45 seconds to go in the third quarter. Brookline was able to cash in on their last offensive opportunity. They're going to look to try and get another here. Lung. Going to run through to the top of the zone. Getting stick checked by Lessing. And now he passes it off to Bermel. Bermel runs back. Cuts back in. And now we'll run behind the net. And now he passes it off to Lung, who is stick checked off the ball by Lessing. And now, with under 2 minutes to go, Framingham's going to cut back the other way. As now it's Rasipur. Going to pass it off. Quick shot. Flag down on the bounce shot as Matt Bodette bounced it wide. So 1:47 to go. And the foul is going to be called against Brookline. Well, let's see here. Who's going to go off? So still trying to figure out where possession will start here.
Actually, it looks as though this penalty may be against Framingham. It looks like one of their players went to the box.
That is surprising, as it was Framingham's possession, and they were trying to get a quick shot off. So yes, Brookline will start possession from the top of the zone. McLaughlin off to Bermel. Now over to Bayer. Now Madavin to Lung. Bermel over to Bayer, back to Bermel. Bermel's going to pass it in. Goldthwait tried to get a pass and shoot, but he was stick checked away as he had a whole bunch of Flyers surrounding him. And now Framingham will try and clear the zone. And now ball on the ground, turnover. Brookline going to try and transition quickly as Madavin passes high and wide, way off, intended for Dan McLaughlin. And that's a wasted opportunity for Brookline because you had Framingham streaking the other way. So 1:01 to go in the third. Framingham will be resetting here, as it is Igo running through center. And now into the offensive end. We'll cut back up into midfield before passing off to Stearns. Now over on the far side, it's number 16, Clayton Baker, who just ran onto the field. Baker's going to run dangerously close to the out-of-bounds line before passing it off to Stearns. Stearns centers himself, passes off to Igo. Back to Stearns, but ball on the ground. Stearns picks it back up, passes it off behind the net to James Chin. And now Igo shoots wide. That one will sail out of bounds, but will stay Framingham ball.
Good thought from Igo there, but just couldn't quite put it on net.
4, 3, 2, and 1 second. So Framingham tried to score quickly off that out of bounds, but they can't do it. They tack on 3 more that period, and they lead this one 11-2 as Jesse Lung adds a second goal for the Warriors. We'll have 12 minutes of action left in this match. You're watching BA TV. And we are ready to resume things here at Downs Field. 12 minutes on the clock, 11-2 on the scoreboard. And McLaughlin and Stearns at midfield. Possession picked up by Stearns. He loses it after he trips over McLaughlin's foot. So Brookline will take advantage of that as Burrington brings it in. Handed off to Lung as Burrington runs off, so Mahadavin can enter the zone. Now it is Bayer. Gets stick checked off it, and another nice play by Ryder Lessing. Lessing passes it off to Sifflinger on the near side. He enters the offensive end, passes it off, and will get out as Stearns starts possession, passes off, and a shot off the post. That one by number 9, Amir Rasapur.
Rasapur, a tall player. Framingham has a few real tall players in the team, but Rasapur, one of them. He was really able to come down from over the top on that shot, but ended up hitting post.
It was actually, it looked like Framingham's 3 tallest players all got a piece of that possession, as it was Sifflinger that brought it in, passed it off to Stearns, and then Rasapur took the shot. We get a whistle, and it will go over to Brookline. Look like another out-of-bounds play. So Framingham playing a little recklessly against the line. It's the pass up ahead intended for Jake Milne. It's picked up off the ground. Mill runs through center, enters the offensive end, passes it off, and gets out. We have a whistle and a timeout called. So we'll take a quick break here with 10:23 to go in the game. 11-2 the score as Framingham leads it here on Brookline Access Television. So we're ready to pick things back up. Brookline will start with possession as the clock resumes. It is Jordan Bayer running through. Now passes it off to McLaughlin behind the net. McLaughlin will step back before stepping up to challenge Mike Adley. He gets out in front opts to go backwards, and now back in front. Passes off to Bayer. High pass intended for Lung. Possession will stay with Brookline, though. As it's Lung centering himself, passes off to Bayer. And now over to Tom Harrington at the top of the zone. Ma Dobbin runs back and forth at the top. Passes back to Harrington. And now to Lung. Lung runs over towards the out-of-bounds line. Runs back in towards center. Tries to correct himself. Takes a low-angle shot. Sails out. Possession will stay with the Warriors. Both teams try and get back quickly as the clock resumes. Bayer over to Goldthwaite. Back to Bayer. So now Bayer runs back into midfield before running back in. Now passes over to Lung. Back to Bayer. Bayer's going to center himself. He bounces a shot well wide of the net. And possession will go over to the Flyers.
Bayer was taking a shove to the back as he unleashed that shot. That may have knocked it offline a bit.
So under 8.5 minutes to go in the game. It's a 9-goal game for Framingham. As it's brought back into play by Kevin Parker. Pass intended for number 24, Brian Ferraro. Was picked up off the ground. Now it's Adley. Gonna chip it off and get back out. And now starting possession at Stearns. He passes over to Igo and back to Stearns. And now it's Cotton for Chin. Now back to Igo. And Framingham completes the circle with Stearns. He runs up. And now a shot blocked. That was number 9, Amir Rasapur on the shot. Picked up on the ground by Stearns. Still loose. And a hard collision. These players seem more willing to hit each other than try and pick up possession. Now a tackle outside the offensive zone. And Framingham will almost pick it up off the ground. Rasapur almost got it. It's now in through midfield before Parker picks it up. And he passes off. Stick checked. And possession will go over to Brookline. A nice stick check by Jordan Bayer. 6:47 to go. Both sides need to substitute players before play can resume.
That was quite a battle for that ground ball there, but the Warriors sticking with it and ending up with possession.
It went back and forth until it finally went out of bounds, and an official's whistle had to deem possession. As Goldthwaite passes over to Bayer and back to Goldthwaite. Now Bermel to Lung. Now Bayer at the top of the zone sails one high and into the protective netting. Possession will stay with Brookline. As Bermel passes over to Lung. And now back to Bermel. Back over to Lung. Lung had a look there, but opted to again pass behind the net as Goldthwaite has one out in front. Passes one to Bayer at the top of the zone. Bayer gets around the defender. Passes over to Lung. Now Bayer will step back and slow it down with under 6 to go. Now it's Bermel to Lung. Back over to Bayer. Bayer steps up and a nice stick check. And it's brought back out by Framingham on the rush. It's number 25, Sam Luz, with it. He passes off. Now Luz gets it back on the pass from James Chin. We'll get a timeout called here. And again, we will take a quick break with 5:35 to go. It's been a scoreless period so far. Looks like it might change sometime soon. You're watching Brookline Access Television. So 5:35 to go in the game. Framingham beginning with possession. As Igo passes it off. It's Chin. Behind the net. Steps out before he's immediately met with Desmond Bayer. Igo. Now over to Cotton. Back to Chin. Chin circles around. He tries to get around Rose. Now it's Igo at the top of the zone. Ball falls off as he's met with Sam Burrington. Now Cotton behind the net to Chin. Now he passes over to the far side and is passed up top to Igo. One-on-one, literally, as the shot comes from the far side and it's blocked away by Bamberger.
Nice save there by Jake Bamberger.
Hard stick check. Possession will switch over, as now it is Michael Stearns.
And that was a great stick check there by Drew Sifflinger.
Possession will resume here from the near side. Officials directing traffic on the reset. Ferrara. He passes off to Ryder Lessing. Sifflinger. He passes off. That one goes over to Mike Adley. Adley cuts back and forth before passing off to Cotton. Pass for Chin goes wide, but Chin is able to pick up the ground ball before he's tackled, and now we'll get a flag called, as it looked like Desmond Bayer was a little bit too rough on that defense. 4:28 to go in the game, and Framingham will go a man up for the first time in quite a while.
We've seen the Flyers take advantage of a lot of these extra man opportunities today, so we will see what they can do on this one.
So Framingham casually walks back into the offensive end. I don't believe anybody has a ball yet, as the ball is behind the net. And now we're going to get a timeout. So after all of that, waiting for play to resume, finally a timeout called by Framingham as they'll set up an offense for this man-up opportunity. We'll take another break. We'll be back here to Downs Field in just a minute. You're watching BATV. .428 to go in the fourth. 11-2 the score for Framingham as Cotton resumes play. Passes to Stearns. Igo. Now to Stearns. To Cotton. Down low. A point-blank shot on the ground. A couple of opportunities for number 16, Clayton Baker, to get it in. And now Brookline will get it. So a nice stop by Jake Bamberger for a couple of shots right in front of him.
Yeah, nice job there. Point-blank range, not only making the saves, but then covering up and getting that possession back for the Warriors.
So now Burrington brings it up into midfield and past as we had 4 minutes to go. And we're going to get another timeout just a few seconds after the last one. 3:58 to go in the game. Brookline will start possession in their own half. 11-2 the score here on Brookline Access Television. So just a hair under 4 minutes to go in the game. Clock resumes, and it's Jordan Bayer that brings possession into the offensive end for the Warriors. Still no goals scored this quarter. Both teams have had opportunities, including Framingham on their last possession, as they had 2 fantastic opportunities from barely a foot outside the net. So now Bayer circles back and forth, passes to Mahadavan, but it hits the ground, and it's kicked away by Sifflinger. So a nice job by Sifflinger to keep the ball away from Mahadavan, but it's still on the ground. As Burrington comes away with it, he establishes possession and will pass it off. Bayer now brings it in as we hit 3 minutes to go. Bayer cuts back and forth. And now we'll slow things down behind the net. Tries to accelerate around Lewis, but a pass out in front as Bermel took a few whacks at it, but Ryan Andrews able to stop it, and Framingham will try to clear the zone. Long pass up ahead, but it's a clean pass to Sifflinger. As Sifflinger enters the zone, passes it off, and will get out. Stearns over to Cotton, now back to Stearns. Now to Igo at the top. Igo will streak in, try and get around Rose before he backs off. Now cuts back in, passes into a couple of Warriors. And will lead to a ground ball scrum. Now we're under 2 minutes to go. Ball goes out of bounds, and possession will go to the Warriors. So a nice defensive job there, as it looked like Framingham was trying to get in towards the crease. So it's Burrington resuming play. The long stick midfielder carries it through. He'll pass it off and get out so that Mahadavan can get back into the offensive end. As the pass is behind the net. Lung over for Bermel. Back to Lung. Back to Bermel. Minute and a half to go now. As Bermel passes out in front, Mahadavan tries to lift it high and bank it at the top of the net, but it goes wide. But it will be Brookline's ball. As the clock stopped with 1:22 to go. So Lung carries it up, passes to Bermel. Now back to Lung, cuts back to Bermel. To Bayer, whips a shot, stopped by Ryan Andrew as he lifted that one out of the air and pushed it back into his own netting. We are under a minute now, and Framingham will try and tack on at least one more. Pass up ahead to Ryder Lessing. Lessing winds up, passes it off, and it's going to be Cotton that gets another goal. His fourth, and the first one for him since the second quarter. Now it is 12-2 for Framingham with 46 seconds left.
So the fourth goal of the game for Cotton matches James Chin for the game high mark in this one. And those two have led the way for the Flyers on offense today.
So 46 seconds left. The draw is at midfield. As Stearns and McLaughlin battle for it, but it's Stearns that comes away with it. Ball on the ground. Rolls around. Couple of players touched it. We're waiting for the official ruling on who gets possession. And Brookline's going to get the call as the ref says that Framingham kicked it out.
Yeah, both players from both sides were just watching that roll out of bounds. Each thought it was off the other team.
So under 30 seconds now as Brookline will try and get one last before the final horn. As Rose runs it through all the way from coast to coast. He loses it on the ground on the stick check, and now Framingham comes back the other way. 10 seconds to go now as the pass is up ahead. And now Ryder Lessing up through center. Under 5 seconds now. Lessing loses it. Passes over to Cotton, and there's the final horn. As Framingham will sail through this one. They win 12-2 here at Downs Field.
(12-2) is your final here from Downs Field. Framingham takes this matchup in men's lacrosse. So, Brad, Brookline was able to hold tight with them through one quarter, but then it kind of got away very quickly.
Yeah, Framingham came out with 6 unanswered goals in the second quarter, and that really put the game out of reach. From there, the Flyers never looked back and cruised to a 10-goal victory.
So you can thank James Chin and Jake Cotton for that, as each of them scored 4 goals, with Cotton scoring 3 in the second quarter alone. So Brookline loses this one 12-2. For Brad Castnett, I am Nick Bovey, and we'll see you next time on Brookline Access Television.